All right, welcome to the first of hopefully many discussions on mental illness and the determining factors of different psychological and emotional conditions. I'm the Wrath of Controversy. Joining me today, we have the Vampiric Narrator.
Hello.
Reckless Trucker.
What's up?
A Helping Hand.
Hello.
And we just calling you JC, or what should I refer to you as?
Well, my name's JC. My channel name is Master Creep Theater. It's whatever you feel like, but JC is a lot less syllables.
All right, Master Creep Theater, who will, moving forward, refer to as JC. I like it. Makes my life easy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we were actually just having a discussion on IQ. Kind of wanted to maybe launch from there. We had a few different thoughts on there. Hand, what were you just saying before we went live about it?
I was just saying it's not a matter of what you know. It has nothing to do with knowledge. It has everything to do with processing and retention capacity. You know, it's basically has to do with how quickly you can solve problems, how fast you can make connections, and how easily you can retain information. And you know, as for what factors affect it, be it, you know, nature versus nurture, the jury is still out on it, you know, when it comes to a lot of these studies. But most of the people that talk about it, they end up confusing knowledge and IQ, and they're not the same thing at all.
Oh, absolutely not.
I can get slightly drunk and score a higher score on the IQ test than I can sober.
William's still talking shit about the cardboard cutout behind me, which it's never going away, William, because until it stops bothering you, I'm not going to take it out of the frame.
I find it sexy.
Well, I mean, me too, but probably for different reasons.
You have a thing for semen there, Trucker?
Hey, I used to be a seaman, don't you know?
I see what you did there.
That's what you did there.
Oh, Trucker.
But intelligence has a lot of different connotations depending on how you're bringing it up.
Right.
I had a point I was trying to make where there seems to be a particular level of intelligence deficiency that is just spread across the nation that has nothing to do with a person's ability to recall information, but instead their ability to fact check. And it seems a lot of people are taking the easy way out and just going, I like what you're saying, I'm going to believe it, and I'm also never going to put work into figuring out whether or not you are actually correct.
And there you have the reason why most people don't like teal deer, and teal deer doesn't like most people.
I've tried reaching out to Teal Deer a few times now, and you know, I know he has a pretty big subscriber base. He probably gets emails from a lot of people, but yeah, he definitely seems to be up his own ass quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and here's the thing with Teal Deer. I actually had some pretty strong disagreements with one of his videos. I don't even remember what it was anymore. This was about 8 months ago, but I spent like 3 days going through all the citations and comparing that to the different parts of the video that he referenced them in, quote unquote. And by the time I got to where I felt like I had an argument, I'd spent a week and a half on it, and I was like, this isn't even relevant anymore. Anyone who's watched that video has watched his video that came out after the fact. So
yeah,
no one's gonna give a shit.
Yeah, that becomes a problem. Punctuality.
I think he does that intentionally. I think he makes it so hard to fact check him that people just aren't willing to put the work into it.
Mm.
Well, it's funny, actually, speaking about teal deer. I don't know if you guys saw one of his videos, but he actually suffers from mental illness, too.
Oh, boy.
Is it Asperger's? Please tell me it's Asperger's.
No, it's short-term memory retention.
Oh, I have Asperger's.
See, I just figured by the way he went all autistic on COG that it might be Asperger's.
I think that I've said it before as a joke with COG. He took it well, so I'll say it again. I think that whole ordeal between him and everyone else involved just shows don't fuck with teal deer.
Well, I mean, here's my perspective on it is, you know, arguing with teal deer is like wrestling with a pig in the mud.
Oh, you ain't winning.
You realize the pig enjoys it.
Right.
But I'm wondering what causes things like God damn it. What causes things like short-term memory loss other than, physical trauma? What kind of mental trauma does?
I think that's one of those, it's really hard to deterministically say what mental or emotional trauma would or would not cause that, but that there are probably causal links in individual cases.
The interesting thing about psychology is the same traumatic experience will not trigger the same effect in two different human beings.
Oh yeah, even identical twins. I forget the study, but there was a study where like identical twins both witnessed the murder of a parent, and one of them was pretty all right. Like they had some counseling, and then they were eventually fine. And the second one was on consistent pharmacology for several years after the fact. Witnessed the same event, identical twins.
That's actually kind of interesting. I'd never heard of that before.
Yeah, if I can find it again, I'll share it with you guys. Someone shared it with me on Facebook, and it was from, I don't know, like the Journal of Mental Health or something like that. So actually, it sounded like a credible journal, but I don't know enough about medical journals to really know who is and isn't credible.
I can actually send you a link. It's pretty interesting. It's this journal that's all about poking holes in science and philosophy. Well, science, really, and that exists. Really interesting one. But
I didn't know Jeff Holiday had a journal.
Right. But no, I mean, these people take pokes at big names. Every name you can think of, they've taken a shot at them. It's fully accredited, though.
Cool.
Right. It's like the South Park of academia. But
which we desperately need.
Right. But it's pretty funny. I mean, not funny. It's pretty odd. Like in my case, I've probably gone through what a lot of people would consider traumatic experiences. Almost, I've seen close family members' drug abuse and up close. I've been in extreme, I'm talking literally third world poverty and a lot of weird fucked up shit that some people went through the same stuff and they're fucked up by it. But I don't honestly have any real mental illness that I can think of.
I do want to kind of not draw a line in the sand. I'm drawing blanks on a metaphor, but I do want to make a point really quickly. The events that can cause a person to essentially have a change in their emotional state to the point where they may need pharmacological or psychological counseling can be extreme, or it can be from the outside relatively mild.
Right.
It all depends on the person going through it. To give an example, one of the diagnoses I had for a very long time that turned out to be not necessarily factual was post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, I've never been in a war. I've never been in a overly egregious fight even. However, I had a very, I had a dad and he wasn't very good at his job. And they thought that had caused me to have post-traumatic stress disorder, particularly around his death. And it's just a very good thing to walk into this kind of conversation, understanding that some people can break from very minor seeming confrontations or happening.
The problem is when it comes to this conversation, most people who've never really had to go through any kind of treatment or therapy or really had any venture into treatment of mental health as it is, they don't realize just exactly how little we really know until you actually start going through it. Like I said in the video before, the collaboration video before we got into this stream, I've had somewhere in the ballpark of 7 or 8 different diagnoses that are wildly different, just trying to, pinpoint the exact same problem.
Agreed. And
over 17 years now.
And even worse, not even worse, but to compound that problem, what we do know, or at least what we have clues about, they're not being implemented correctly. What we do have a knowledge and a grasp of, the facilities and the people in charge, they aren't using that knowledge with any type of correctiveness, and part of that is
right.
budget, what we don't know, and I believe a very harsh stigma.
Well, and corruption.
Well, that's kind of that's a little bit hard to narrow down. Like, it's, how do I put it? When I went to go get treatment, there wasn't any one person at the top that was making all of this awful. What made it awful was the fact that my case was passed around from hand to hand without anyone really getting to know me or my personality or what works for me or what's wrong with me. I changed 12 hands before I ever found medication.
Damn, that's insane. It's a fucking hand orgy going on.
I think helping out with like that.
But yeah.
Get your thumb in there.
Giggity.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
It's okay. That made my day.
Well, I did do my avatar flash for that.
I just think that as far as problems in the mental health industry, and I do call it an industry because people make money from it.
Yeah. How many hand puns are we gonna have in this stream?
Too many. Well, like when I was a kid, I'm 22 years old now. When I was a kid, was at the height. It was the height of the everybody has ADHD phase that schools and medication went through, and they gave me some fucked up shit. Literally bottomed my metabolism. Can't get it back. And it gets you fucking high as a kite when you're 10 years old. And, and I was just a goddamn punk. Honestly, I get back with my dad and I'm straightened out. I have an actual, structural hand. I have structure in my life.
Puns,
I didn't mean to that time. I got actual structure in my life and I'm good. I didn't need therapy. I didn't need drugs. But there's people that do, and they're not getting the attention, or it's just another, or because of my situations like mine, it's just another case.
Well, man, I mean, honestly, it comes down to Hanlon's razor. It never ascribed to malice what can be adequately described by stupidity. That's basically what it comes down to. But the thing about this is, if there is any corruption in this, it does come down to the pharmaceutical industry, because as many diagnoses as I've had in the history of me being treated, I have had 3 times as many different medications. And there are plenty of people making money off of that. So as long as they can keep things vague and, just so they can, basically play pin the tail on the fucking donkey with this and just try to assign you as many medications as they can, just, lining their own pocket, they're absolutely going to do that.
Right. I actually know someone who's a YouTuber. You guys may know who she is. That's talked about this in some of her more vlog type videos. Do you guys know Stuttering Soliloquy?
I've heard the name, but I don't think I've seen any of her videos yet.
I'm gonna see if she wants to jump in, because she's kind of had that same runaround. I've had some experience with that. Like I was on the receiving end of the I'm just gonna call it what I see it as, the diagnostic epidemic of every kid has ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Hey guys, I'm gonna jump out real quick and do some stuff to save some battery because my phone's on the charger and it's still dying.
Oh boy.
All
right, see ya.
All right, see you in a little bit.
There was one thing in all of this that did actually give me hope. A few years ago, TED Talks, before they started sliding down the fucking social justice rabbit hole like they did, they had this guy on that went by the name Daniel Amen, talking about something called SPECT brain imaging, wherein I don't really remember the details on it, but apparently it's a new type of brain scanning technology that can basically pinpoint the active regions of a person's brain and tie them to the different symptoms of whatever mental problem they have. And they're finding that a lot of people that had the exact same diagnosis and the exact same symptoms, the processes in their brain were wildly different. So basically, it's just showing that the way we're going about trying to diagnose and treat these things is totally wrong. And the stupid thing about it is it's recent enough that I know that there's no way in hell anybody's insurance is going to cover this kind of test anytime soon.
Oh yeah, I mean this kind of test. I don't know of surety. I mean, you just described it to me, but I'm assuming the cost of this test is going to be obscene. And since it's so new, insurances are going to be like, well, we don't want to be held liable to have to pay for possible after effects of this. You're just going to have to pay out of pocket like tens of thousands of dollars for this test.
Well, what you described to me sounds, you said even the exact same diagnosis has extreme different brain activity.
Yeah.
Right?
Precisely.
That reminds me of the classic thing of different interpretations of everything. You know, even if you can pin down things that tend to cause things, I think people just are the mind is too complex. You're never going to understand it, and everybody's going to interpret it differently and have a different issue, even if they all observe the same thing.
Well, the sad fact is, right now, we simply do not have the technology to completely understand every process of any given human brain. I mean, last time I heard, even the most powerful supercomputer on Earth tried to emulate 1% of the human brain for a single second before it fried out, and then it took it like 4 hours to calculate what exactly it saw. It's not to say that we're never going to get to the point when we can, but right now we're just not there. We just don't have the ability. All we can really do is make our best guesses and go forward.
I was going to say, it's like,
right.
I think we're at the point where, for the most part, we can track down to a region of the brain which type of processes happen, but that's about as far as we've gotten accurately.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. It's funny how some small, squishy piece of meat is capable of so much. I mean,
that gets into the philosophy of duality of the mind and the soul.
Well, I mean, a couple ounces of lead are capable of killing a person.
Yeah.
There is
true.
There's a saying that went a long way with me in becoming a patient and understanding person. With a lot of people, I have my tolerance for stupidity, but I believe it'd be a lot less without this saying. It's that we are beings that are born into a world in the most advanced piece of biological machinery ever dreamed of, with no instruction manual.
Right.
True.
All of us,
that's actually brilliant. Who said that originally?
I think I did.
Oh, really?
full credit right here for JC.
I'm stealing that from you.
Oh, thanks. If someone else said it, credit to them. I don't think I heard it somewhere else. I now feel very proud. Thank you.
Hey.
Well, look at my subscriber count and then question whether you feel proud or not.
Oh man, I got my subscribers by reading people's stories with the same guy's music for 3 years behind it. It's
Hey man, you can't knock Muji, man.
He can't. There's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason why I keep using his music.
There's a reason why everybody keeps using his music, man.
Yeah,
well, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
that's right.
And of course, there's also Kevin MacLeod from Incompetence. He's also a go-to.
I use it for my fanfiction narrations. I often use.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Now that's
I saw
fucking
one of your
traumatic.
fanfiction narration, and that was. I mean, I know we're talking about mental illness seriously, but if I didn't have PTSD before, I may have it now.
Which one of my videos did you watch?
I watched My Little Sin Pony.
Oh, really?
Oh no.
Well, that's
I got a
I've made
quarter
worse
into that.
decisions, but not many.
I ended up getting into a quarter. That's the one. I only heard some of it, but ooh, man, I ended up having to leave because deal with shit. But dude, My Little Pony, that just sealed my opinion on bronies.
Oh well, I mean, here's the thing. I'm kind of like an unprofessional connoisseur of cringe, so I'm like basically PewDiePie minus the audience.
And the Swedishness.
I actually do have Swedish heritage, but not enough to count.
You're not so Swedish that it fucking hurts like he is, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've like fourth generation American.
Right.
Well, if you want to watch, I'm actually like my American heritage goes literally all the way back.
America.
Really, America, pew pew. Why do you think I have a flag on my bandana?
Fuck yeah.
But if you really want to watch a fucked up PewDiePie video, look up Boku no Piku.
I think I've seen that one.
Dude, come on.
No,
I've watched that on its own. Never again.
Leave it alone. It's
He recorded that shit and put it out there.
Well, I posted 2 videos of me reacting to fucking shock videos, and most of them were scat and water sports and puking. Yeah, I puked. Let's just say that.
So did you
Right.
commit it to the playlist then? I mean, since puking was already in there, I figured, why not?
There was a video when I first started narrating. Everyone thought it was a great like initiation project for new narrators. It's called Putrid Sex Object,
Oh, Jesus.
Lovely.
and it's essentially, I hope I don't screw up the video by talking about it, is a man in a skirt or a dress or something of the like, performing sexual acts with a dismembered cow's head.
Oh no!
They're like, you need to watch this the whole way through. I'm like, okay, and I do, and then it gets to the end, and there's fucking credits. I'm like, okay,
There's credits.
there's credits. Like someone was like, okay, so who's gonna get the boom mic guy credit on this one? Like someone was like concerned with putting out the proper, you know, kudos to the people who worked on this project.
No.
They at least gave special thanks to the fucking cow that had to die for it.
Now I know why all the narration community guys have mental illness.
I think I think the willingness of watching that is a symptom of and not a cause of. They're just like, oh well, I finally feel something for a solid 12 seconds. That was nice. That was a nice little trip down emotion lane.
Well, if you guys really want to be traumatized, take a look at the fucking anime movie Shoujo Tsubaki, or Midori as it's called.
I think I'm okay.
Good, don't, please, don't watch it.
I have no demons, I don't think.
Yeah, dude, I am a mentally broken horror author who responds to social justice warriors and their bullshit. I'm already making my life hard enough as it is. I don't need to seek out extra fucking cringe.
When your main character is an 11-year-old girl who has a sexual relationship with a fucking, I don't even know how old midget with demonic powers.
The fuck?
Yeah.
I'm at one of those.
Wait a minute. So Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, pretty much.
It was a girl. I don't want
But
to.
yeah,
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series. Gotcha.
What?
but yeah, mental health.
Back
Yeah,
to the
Back
subject.
on track.
No, we never
And-
stay on track. I co-host the Cunt stream. Staying on track isn't part of the plan.
It's all good.
But oh, I got a question.
Yeah.
If you're willing to talk about it, Vampiric,
Mhm.
you mentioned that you would be a case of PTSD. Are you willing to elaborate on that?
Sure. Just let me know when everyone's open to hear. You know.
That is why we're live.
That sure
Okay.
sounded a lot like Scribe Lights Got It.
All right. Where do I begin? First of all, I didn't have the easiest childhood. Grew up with an abusive father who pretty much hit me for the littlest thing, the smallest things, and
What was that?
Hmm?
He pretty much what?
Hit him.
for pretty much littlest things he would hit me, berate me, call me fucking retard,
Damn.
shit like that. And this continued for pretty much my entire life. I'm 21 now. finally, when I was 17, a little incident happened. He actually went so far, I actually called the police on him. And he got arrested. Whole shit show happened. Then I end up developing these suicidal thoughts and 10 oppression points for you. Fuck. And also I was also dating this girl at the time who I was actually madly in love with. And it turned out she was cheating on me with a 30-year-old man. She was 17 at the time, by the way. So,
God damn.
That was very traumatic. And since I had all that time in isolation, I guess that's where it pretty much started developing PTSD. And I don't know how to say this.
It's cool.
I do remember being sent to the psych ward for a couple nights, and oh my god, there's this one male nurse who was like, I was just like you once, and let me tell you with the secrets to life. And he goes on how he was exactly like me, and so on and so forth. And finally, it leads up to the meaning of life is Jesus Christ, and I'm like, fuck.
Ha! I knew it. Well, Jesus is a very good... Is
God damn it a pun in this situation, or what?
Maybe. Well, the funny thing is that Jesus does a lot of help for people, more so than most things do. But for some people, it's not their cup of ale.
Pretty much my life. It could have been worse. I could have been born in Somalia, fucking starving, but it wasn't good for even what I was going through. It wasn't good for the mind. And then 20 years of having this man in my life, it turns out he's not my real dad. He is my fucking stepfather. So it made things even more fucked up. Turned out my real father left my mother because he was addicted to heroin. And that year, he actually died, so I never got to meet him.
That's rough.
Damn, that's a whole fuck show, man.
Yep, abusive stepfather and a father who was never there. But good thing is, I found out I have an older brother, and I love that guy very much.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
actually,
okay,
Tina.
It's actually Tina.
Hello. Yeah. Hi.
Hey, Tina.
So I wanted to ask, since the point of the original video was basically
my name's on there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit.
You want to leave and go do another one?
My real name is on there. Wait, what does it say?
It says Tyler, bud.
Just Tyler?
It's Tyler. That's all it says.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, it just says Tyler. Yeah, I've done that too. I have two.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I doxed myself.
That was funny.
I have two Google accounts because I use one for work, and obviously I'm not going to use my shit posting account for that. And
Probably not a good plan.
Not a good plan. And so I came onto a call one night, and I had the camera on too as well, and it was just like, oh well, here's my face, and that's also my name.
I'll be right back.
She was also kind of cute. Just saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not gonna lie. Actually, Tina is actually more attractive than the Avatar.
Yeah.
Not that that's hard, because I think
that's a hard baseline.
Yeah, I think that character was designed to be as unattractive as possible. I mean, unless you're part of Heart Progress, then I guess
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most people in the world can achieve being more attractive than a character in Bob's fucking Burgers. I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. I work on a college campus, and I've seen some shit.
Yeah.
Those people tend to try to be ugly.
Oh God. I've seen some people, and I go to a conservative college, so I cannot even imagine what a more liberal college looks like.
Yeah, I don't want to imagine. Not in the year 2017 anyway.
No.
I imagine it looks something like fucking. Oh god damn! I just forgot it. Road Warrior. You know. Oh, I had a wonderful pun. Fuck it.
Look, man, you don't even really have to do. It doesn't take too much imagination, man. I mean, Triggly.
Oh, I got it. I got it. I imagine it looks something like Mad Max, but a lot more colors.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I think what we need to take away from this is they're turning the frogs gay.
What the fuck did I fucking do?
Fun fact about turning the frogs gay is that Alex Jones was actually correct about that.
Come again?
What the fuck did I walk into?
Well, here's the thing, Reckless. He was right and wrong at the same time. What the chemicals that were affecting the frogs actually did was they increased the propensity of hermaphroditic frogs. So not technically turning the frogs gay.
Well,
Just
that same population of frogs was the kind of frog that can change its sex, its sexual organs, and it would change their sexual organs shit too.
I bet a lot of trannies were wishing they were frogs right now.
Lord,
Yeah, they're turning the frogs trans is what they're really doing.
Let's be real, okay? There are a lot of trannies who, even though while not frogs, you could easily mistake them as such.
Okay, excuse me. I'm
That's not
fucking
fair to
frog
frogs.
gender. Frog gender. Gotcha.
We have a word for those down here. We call them sapo. It's the Spanish word for it.
But there's something I wanted to add to I guess we're calling you Tyler.
Just call me Ty.
Okay.
It's called yeah.
There's something I kind of wanted to add on the back of Ty's story. He was, and I just find it interesting the contrast between two particular separate growing up experiences. He didn't have a dad there. I never wanted mine, and he was there consistently. I would have done many a thing to make my father go away, or to have left my father. And we have something in common. My father was a crack cocaine addict.
Oh boy.
It was a fucking grab bag. I would go to Florida every summer to spend time with my relatives, and I didn't have anything in my room when I came back. I had to start from scratch every year.
God damn.
Shit.
And it's just interesting. It's just interesting to me that the diversity, I guess. I don't really even have a point to make. It's just, it's interesting to me how people can I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I am interested by some faction of what you were trying to say, and I cannot accurately converse in a way that can portray what I am trying to get across. So,
In other words, your brain is being affected.
Farting.
So basically, what's going on is he's interested in the discussion and has some thoughts, but he's struggling with the whole wordsing thing.
Well, I can give you guys a bit of my experience.
To say the word
somewhat
struggling.
similar.
Oh my god. Maybe Tyler could write a country song. Did your dog also die?
Yeah, they tend to do that.
Well, I can give you. I had
dog died, and he was also my wife.
my Wi-Fi is sucking.
But your sister, wife, mom,
Sister, wife, mom. Yeah.
Hey, that's cousin, niece, uncle. Figure that shit out.
Sister, wife,
Tranny.
dog.
Yeah,
that's the answer to that. Tranny.
I'm
Yeah,
part dog.
someone is trans.
All right. But growing up, when I was little, I only had my mom, and she would talk so much shit on my dad.
Oh, boy.
He didn't want us. He was garbage. He left because he didn't want the kids. And you know, growing up, I end up finding out that really the bad parent in my family was my mom.
Mm.
You know, just by living there. And
It was mommy.
oh yeah, awful. And I end
I
up,
love my mom.
yeah, I love my mom too, but she was one of those people that wanted to be a partier when she was 40.
Oh God.
What?
Yeah,
Good old
a party.
crises. What would we be without them?
Yeah, that's a midlife crisis from the age of 20 to the age of 43.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But I end up living with my dad, and turns out he's been sending money and everything for years and years and years. He's a good guy all around, kind of an abrasive asshole personality, but a good guy.
Oh.
You know, and you know, lo and behold, end up finding out through other sources, because I was a little bit too young to figure it out then when I left. But my mom had been spending lots of the money and shit on drugs and stuff. Miracle, I don't actually have any real mental illness. And
I gotta tell you, I mean, the one benefit that I know that I have is the fact that my parents had and still have a functioning marriage. You know, if that wasn't the case, if any one of the situations that you guys have been talking about had been happening in my family, I probably would not be alive today.
I don't know if I wouldn't be alive, but I would definitely be more worse off. My parents have a very functional marriage as well, but I still suffer from a very serious case of depression and an anxiety disorder, regardless. So, yeah, I can only imagine what it would have been like if they were fucked up.
Oh yeah, I'm lucky that I have functional parents. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have realized that the ADHD stuff, the Ritalin I was on, was making me worse, not better.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Like,
amen to that
functional
shit. I fucking
family,
hate Ritalin.
I probably wouldn't have gotten off of those drugs, and I would have been screwed up. Like, my metabolism did get wonky, and now it's just inconsistent. It never really, like, it's all over the place all the time. But
I was on Ritalin for a while, but it was doing the same shit. Like, that stuff is, you must have some problems to be on it and actually it helping you, because it did not help me. I got switched off of it probably after
I don't know anybody
5
that
or
has
6
helped.
months.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've had insomnia since I got off that crap. Like, I started having sleep issues while I was on it, and I've never really gotten a consistent sleep pattern back.
That might be why my sleep's fucked up, because, you know, weed used to be my sleeping aid, and then I became a trucker, and it's like, fuck.
I wouldn't
I
recommend
also
booze
have-
either as a trucker.
I also have insomnia, so it could be related to Ritalin. So
I'd like to make a
Most of the
point.
people I've heard that were on Ritalin, you know, the vast majority of them ended up having more problems than it helped them. I mean, honestly, they were giving that shit out like candy in the 90s, and I'm pretty sure at least in the late 80s as well. I'm surprised nobody was sued over it.
Right.
Shit was like Pop Rocks.
Hey, JC had a point he wanted to make real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt anybody.
Oh, you're fine, buddy.
There's a distinction that needs to be made between medications. I too was on Ritalin as a child, had legitimately no effect on me. I don't believe that it helped or hindered me in any particular way. However, in my college years, I was put on the same class of medications, but a different medication called Vyvanse. Now, Vyvanse.
Oh God, I was on the same.
See, Vyvanse is the one I was on. I was on generic brand Vyvanse.
Well, for me,
I have to check because I want to make sure the stuff that I was on was not that shit.
I'll
No.
talk about my experiences with Vyvanse after you guys finish up.
I was
Yeah,
on
go on.
Concerta.
oh shit, never. I think they tried me on that and it didn't work out. But Vyvanse helped me to a grand degree, to the point where the man you're speaking to today is not the person you would meet a month into my medication regimen on Vyvanse. He would be far more clean cut, put together. His thoughts came out in a much more flowing nature. I don't have fog in my head anymore. To me, that was my medication. And I think that I think that the problem with pharmacology or psychopharmacology in America in particular is the fact that each medication, even though this treats Ritalin treats ADHD, and Vyvanse treats ADHD, and Adderall treats ADHD. For one person, Vyvanse and Adderall could fucking want you dead, but Ritalin might be exactly for you. It's extremely finicky to the process to find a medication, even in the same category, that'll fit a person.
Well, you're playing with the human brain, and that thing's chemistry at that point.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, okay, so I study toxicology, and one of the things we're trying to do is we have to like determine if somebody is impaired, because I do forensics, and the only drug we can treat as pretty much affecting everybody across the board the same as alcohol. Every other drug is individualistic. So you can't just prescribe something for somebody and then prescribe the same thing for somebody else and expect it to work. So they're not supposed to do that.
Well, and here's the thing. I know in a physiological sense, alcohol affects everyone effectively the same way. But as far as their mental state, it obviously there's a a variation of effects to that. Otherwise, everyone would be angry drunks or happy drunks or love you drunks or mere drunks.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. I just meant when it comes to.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. I was just making a point of how little we understand of the human brain. You weren't here for that part of the conversation, so I was just kind of tying back to that a little bit.
Funny thing about medications and shit. I started out on Vyvanse when I was like 11, I think, because one thing I forgot to mention, I actually have traits of autism, ADHD, and Asperger's. Again,
Asperger's is part of the autism spectrum, isn't it?
I thought it was.
Yeah, I think
it
is,
was, but I don't have a copy of the DSM to verify.
That's what I'd heard.
But yeah, I had trouble socializing pretty much my entire life, and also worse with focusing, so I had to take Vyvanse, and it helped me. But around 17, I started being addicted to it, and I started taking 2 a day instead of 1, and I became extremely irritable and angry. I might need to back out for a second.
Well, I'm not the toxicology expert. That's Tina, but it sounds like you're building a tolerance as part of the addiction process, and you are going to get agitated as you have withdrawal symptoms.
Well, I mean, I just looked up because I had never heard of Vyvanse, and of course, it's not its chemical name, but it's an amphetamine, so it makes sense why. I mean, most of the stuff used to treat ADHD are amphetamines, but it makes sense you got tolerant to it, so you started self-medicating with 2, and it basically you went above your prescription. So it's something we see.
It was 70 milligrams, so altogether 140. That was not good. So after my psychiatrist caught wind of my suicidal thoughts, he prescribed me to Prozac, which in my opinion is one of the most wonderful medications out there. It helped me greatly.
Sorry, I had to go. What was that?
He's just talking Prozac.
It helped with my anxiety a lot. Pretty much took the edge off. And they also had to lower the Vyvanse all the way down to like 30 milligrams, and it worked fine. It went greatly with the Prozac, which was at the time 30 milligrams, but now it's up to like 90, I think. I did three, and they decided to. My mom decided it was too expensive because Vyvanse was like $70. I think I could be wrong. I don't know, but on Adderall because that was much cheaper and it worked just as fine on lower dosages.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. If you can find a cheaper one that works, that's always nice.
Oh yeah.
And as for one of my problems with socializing, that's pretty much followed me my entire life. I've often pissed people off or creeped them out without even knowing, and I'm like, oh no, I need to do something about this. So I went into a huge existential crisis when I was like 19, 20. I was like, am I upsetting this person? Oh no, I probably shouldn't talk. Oh no, what am I doing? Oh no, maybe I should talk. Oh wait, maybe they hate me already. It was awful.
I think there's a point.
Call that an existential crisis, though. That's more social anxiety. Existential crisis is more along the lines of, oh fuck, what, is anything real? That's, yeah.
Okay, true.
Yeah. That sounds like the philosophy of mental illness.
I think there's a distinction that needs to be made, or at least a point that needs to be made while we're having this talk. In any talk about mental health, I'm going to bash mental health facilities. I'm going to point at them. I'm going to say what's wrong, and I think it is a very good idea to point out that there are a lot of roadblocks for those institutions. Is anyone here familiar with the term humanitarian psychology?
No,
not really.
Well, it's a particular school of psychology that is extremely simplistic. Essentially, you treat your patient as if they are extremely important. You monitor your behaviors so that you do not show your patient any type of negativity or impatience. A humanitarian psychological practice would be if you're a psychologist and you're speaking to a patient, you put the clock above their head so that you can tell what time it is without obscenely looking at your wrist. A normal person would go, oh, he's checking to see how much time we have. A person with mental deficiencies would go, oh God, I'm boring him. He's impatient. I've pissed him off, and I gotta leave right now. Humanitarian psychology is essentially a set of guidelines and rules that allow a practitioner to assist a patient by not allowing the patient to become more entrenched in their illness.
Well, for lack of a better word, it creates an environment with no triggering instances.
Essentially, yes, or at least it allows for a set of guidelines. Huh?
I get triggered every day. Not like the fucking snowflake way, but like I said, PTSD. A lot of things remind me of. I'm just gonna refer to him as asshole from now on, if that's all right.
Absolutely,
because that's what I call him every day.
But the point I was trying to get across was that's hard to do, and not only is that hard to do for one professional and one patient, but it's extremely hard to do, particularly in the lower income area where one facility will have maybe 12 to 20 psychologists and over 200 patients.
Right.
And so there's a systematic series of errors when it comes to the mental health industry of North America, in that we don't have the funds, we don't take it seriously enough, we don't have the manpower, and we don't seem to be too keen on giving any of those deficits a bump. So I thought that was something that needed to be thrown out there for everyone else's understanding. Sorry to take the talk away.
Oh, you're fine.
Hey, this is about the issues. It's good.
Yeah, that's something I understand well, and trust me, that ultimately is the problem. You know, the more it gets down to the point where you end up having to expand the budget and you end up making less money from it, it ends up pissing off the people who end up signing the checks to make these things happen. You know, that's just the nature of our economy, I guess.
Yeah. I will share one last thing, and I'll give someone else the floor, so to speak. But in the collab, I spoke about one particular instance that has confused me to this day. When I was in the process of complaining about the mental health facility that had stripped me naked and searched me after trying to get an outpatient referral, a man called to speak to me, a representative of that facility, who informed me that they had never had a disrobing and searching procedure, ever, not once. And unfortunately, that man lied to my face. They absolutely did. They actively did when he said that to me. It was almost as if somebody had heard I had a problem with this facility and had called to troll me, pretending that they were someone else. It was a level of incompetence I can't wrap my fucking head around. For a facility to allow that kind of a fuck up it's just a mystery of the universe to me. I don't understand how it can be done. I don't understand how
it's a pretty big fuck up.
Yeah.
I thought I was fucking molested for over a month. It was extremely weird. I there are stronger words, but looking back on it, I just don't understand how a facility can mess up that badly to that degree. There's
maybe it's that kind of an issue.
What was that, Aaron?
I was just saying, maybe I'm just jaded, man. But honestly, I honestly can see how a fuck up like that would happen. I mean, realize it's been under a century that, you know, we used to deal with these problems by giving, you know, transorbital lobotomies and basically letting people die in their own filth in facilities that were, you know, monitored to a minimal capacity. You know, it's a wonder we've come as far as we have. I'm not surprised at all that they would make a fuck up like that.
Oh yeah, I mean there are people that are alive today that literally was like they called them lunatics, threw them in a padded room and threw food through a slot, and that was the treatment.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, that brings up an interesting issue. I don't know if any of you guys are old enough to remember it, but I looked into it a bit. The whole 80s mental illness revolution that happened, where they ended up actually letting out a bunch of genuinely crazy people from mental institutions.
Oh boy.
All because of the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, and then you actually have a bunch of genuinely crazy people out in the public, and you know that's just got to fuck it up for everybody else.
I'm trying to look for the case, and I'll input, but basically it wasn't just like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. If I remember correctly, somebody snuck into an actual asylum that was basically overcrowded, but also had people working there who just did not know how to deal with these people, and it was just a house of horrors. But I gotta find it. It was a film. I gotta find it.
I know there's been countless references to it in horror films and, you know, horror TV shows and horror novels ever since then. I mean, pretty sure, what was it, the second season of American Horror Story was pretty much all about that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, see, I actually had a lot of people thought that I just really didn't like the show, and I didn't mind it. It made me physically uncomfortable because I was kind of like, shit, if I'd have been born in like the 40s, like, because I used to joke that I was born in the wrong generation, like every millennial does, right? I was like, holy fuck, if I were born in a different generation, I might have ended up in a padded room in my 20s. Like, and that's part of the reason that show made me uncomfortable. Is because I was kind of like, shit, like, it's supposed to be like a horror series and fiction and stuff, but like, people really were locked up and shit like that. And apart from the whole like ghost factor of it, that kind of shit could happen.
Question, was it a good season?
It wasn't the Coven season bad. I'll put it that way.
It wasn't Are You Afraid of the Dark or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like Fear Itself better than American Horror Story, but that's me.
Right. But I just find it bizarre that and my grandma will to this day fight over it about how her generation saved these people from these terrible facilities. But at the same time, I understand that. But at the same time, you let out a lot of genuinely crazy psychopaths.
See, this was a point I'd made in my video, and going back to my integration of humanitarian psychology into the talk. You need, and I mean you need to. I understand the risk involved, but it's extremely important that when a patient comes to you and they say that they need help, that you reach out with a soft gloved hand first. You take them by the hand and lead them. You don't handcuff them and grab the cuffs. You have to wait until a patient does something that warrants this level of behavior. If they come into a facility and they have a background of violent behavior, outbursts, or a criminal record that goes towards any of those points, then yes, enact these more forceful rules. But if someone comes to you willingly and they tell you that they're sick, they need help, they don't know what their head's doing, then delousing them, putting them in a glass chamber naked, putting them in a van and driving them across the street to another person who's going to search them naked is exactly the wrong way to do that.
Right. It's like we tried to help and then we just didn't do anything about the real problems that exist.
Well, that's why I advocated for Daniel Amen and SPECT brain imaging. As far as I'm concerned, that kind of technology is a step toward understanding these things from the onset. So we won't start treating people based on what we think we know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that, what you're talking about with that guy, which if you could drop the link in the side chat for that TEDx talk, so I can share that in the description for this stream.
Yeah, he's done at least 2 or 3 of them. I'll see if I can track one down.
Yeah, because I think that as in all pursuits of science, especially medical science, the pursuit of truth and operating based on truth rather than assumption should be centric to how we progress in treatment and diagnostics, obviously, also.
All right. I think medical science, just under psychology currently, has one of the least repetition rates in the scientific method right now, though.
Oh, on the subjects of horror and psychology, Aaron, have you watched Jacob's Ladder yet?
I haven't gotten a chance just yet, man, but it is on my list. So
He is hand.
Movie.
I love Jacob's Ladder. Oh my gosh.
People who watch my channel know my name is Aaron. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's said it on his channel before.
Yeah, it's true.
I've been watching you since Bering shouted you out.
I appreciate that, man.
It's
same here, and I'm glad I reached out to you.
Fuck cars.
Fuck cars.
Yes.
Thinking about how people met you, we've known each other for 3 damn years.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, it has. I almost feel a little bit neglectful, like I should have made you at least one birthday cake or something.
Well, make a birthday cake on camera like all the women do for Omegon in his sandwich videos.
Oh my gosh.
Make sure to show your tits, okay?
I'll tell you what, JC. You make me a birthday cake this year and put lots of fucking weed in it, and we'll just count it. We'll just count it. All
Done. I'll buy the cake mix. You buy the reefer, and we got a date.
All right.
I'll walk to Colorado.
Oh
yeah, eat that entire fucker, and I dare you to get to Aaron's age counting.
I'll tell you what.
Age.
We'll eat it, and then we'll live stream, and we'll just make a complete asses of ourselves and destroy our channels. Absolutely on YouTube. Sounds great.
A whole group of people who would be all about that.
Hey.
I wish I could.
I gotta tell you, I can't imagine doing what you guys do. It's too much stress. It's too much.
I just tried posting that link in the live chat, and it's apparently YouTube has some kind of algorithm now that automatically removes any web addresses. I'll just send it to you.
I can mod god you.
Yeah.
But
I'm actually kind of a mod Nazi. That's why I have pretty much no mods, because I'm almost always monitoring the chat myself. So until my channel gets more than like 10 subsequent viewers at a time on a live stream, I don't need a lot of mods unless you need to drop links. But yeah, you should have it. So just go ahead and drop it in the.
Yeah, there you go.
Plebs wants a wrench so he can ban himself.
That sounds fun.
My balls itch.
Well,
I'm sorry. I
I
had
deal with it.
But now they do. Thanks.
That's gonna be. You're gonna have to solve that problem on your own.
I'm just trying
now
to.
Tina's,
Fine.
now Tina's balls itch.
Wait a minute. Did she have like phantom itch? Is that what we'd call that?
Yeah, it would totally be phantom because I do not have them.
Man, I gotta tell
Or
you,
do you not have them anymore?
Ooh.
No, I'm too poor for that surgery.
I have met some women with balls far bigger than me. Like,
Oh.
so, like, I don't.
Ty just got really interested.
I should.
Oh.
I should have. I should have stated figurative balls, metaphorical balls, metaphorical testicles.
Oh.
Schrodinger's testicles.
We will find a way to stroke those.
Wait a minute. Schrodinger's testicles. Are we talking about Liz Reptile now?
Oh, God. There's actually a bunch of people who are genuinely convinced Liz is a tranny.
Doesn't she have kids though?
Yep.
Okay.
Somebody photoshopped Liz with a dick.
Oh God.
And now there's a group of people that are like, it's a tranny. It's a trap.
Well, I mean, I think Liz is a trap whether or not she has a dick.
Right.
Yeah, this is where we've devolved to. But she's live right now, so I doubt she's watching.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw her go after the ogre, but my God, that was fierce.
That was
Oh,
funny.
well, okay. We are off topic, but I'm gonna trip down the rabbit hole just a little bit further. The ogre asked for it, like bad.
What?
The ogre was trying to start shit with Liz and calling her all kinds of things and shit, and then she invited him on to defend himself, and then he was a little bitch and wouldn't stand by what he'd said about her.
He was a pussy.
And this is where you lose me.
He's basically somebody that a lot of people in this community know, but nobody really likes him anymore.
Yeah, he threw that opportunity away when he was double talking everyone. Like, he'll talk mad shit behind anyone's back, but he will not stand by a single thing he said bad about you when you're in the same hangout as him.
Right. Well, that's why I'm glad that up till now I still have not gotten into any kind of serious YouTube drama like that. I mean, the nearest thing that I've gotten into like that was my initial, back and forth with Michael Rowlands, but fuck Michael Rowlands. I don't care about him.
Yeah, that ain't drama here. That's just fun.
You see,
I think I'm blocked by him.
That's just
officially.
Tuesday. See, Michael does have a block bot.
Yeah, he does.
If you like message him or like comment in one of his videos and say, hey, you had me blocked, I wanted to talk to you about shit, he'll unblock you.
Okay, that's good to know, but I actually earned my block because it was right around the time when Sargon did a video about that guy who had the bike lock and how 4chan basically tracked him down. I know this is really off topic, but this is kind of funny. And they were saying, oh my God, he doxed. And I was like, no, 4chan doxed. He just reported on it. He didn't dox them. And we got into a whole fight about what doxing was. And then I got blocked. So I earned it.
Well, it's so weird. I have more subs and more followers than some people out there I've seen that have like 1 or 2 followers and a bunch of people following and no videos whatsoever. And they're blocked by Steve Shives and Christy Winters and Michael Rowlands. Never talked to them before. And I can go to all of their channels and all their Twitter accounts right now.
You know,
well, you just said that live, so you're gonna lose that in the next few days because, because I'm pretty sure Tim Blake occasionally watches my stuff. Michael will occasionally.
Right.
I've only seen him in the chat once, and that's when Tim was on the stream. But I've streamed with both of them before. Now, I won't defend their positions on things because there's a shitload of things we don't agree on. But I like that I can talk to them about shit. Because because I hate the echo chamber thing, and people's like, oh, you can't talk to people on the other side. I was like, I was frenemies with Michael Rowlands about the same time that Jeff Holiday and Tim Blake were doing their frenemy thing.
Yeah, I don't actually have an issue with Michael or Tim compared to some of the others because, like you said, they do actually go out and talk to people. Steve Shives is by far the worst.
Yeah, if you're not willing to talk, you're useless to this conversation.
No, you want to make your internet a safe space. Essentially, you don't want an echo chamber space. You never want to see complicity.
Hey! You know what, Tina? There's a safe space built into your smartphone. It has a little airplane icon.
I don't know if you saw Bearing's recent video on Steve Shives talking about what has time recently done, or what has time done to Steve Shives.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh my god. I saw that the other day. That was so...
Yeah.
Well, I figured this was going to happen to him like 4 years ago and shit before this whole SJW shit started.
Yeah, speaking of that shit. Oh wait.
You know, I kind of have a bit of YouTube drama that I'd like to share.
Oh boy.
Share with the class.
My one and only instance of YouTube drama, and I think I want to use this as a way to finally clear the air and speak truthfully about something that's been weighing on me for 2.5 years now.
Shoot it. Go for it.
Do tell.
Aaron will be able to jump in on this.
Maybe. We'll see.
You will, but you don't have to. I'm not obligating anybody for doing anything. When I was first starting out as a narrator, I was extremely ambitious, and I had the stupid dream. And I call it a stupid dream, not because I'm trying to chide myself, but I've had a lot of time to think about it, of being the next Mr. Creepypasta. I had the drive, I had the voice, I got up every day and I did it for months and months and months. And come one day, I find that there's an application process for a channel called Chilling Tales for Dark Nights.
Mm-hmm.
So I applied for Chilling Tales for Dark Nights, and I used a video I'm still very proud of, The Gambler. And I loved my work on The Gambler. I'll never redo that piece. But
I'll have to watch it now.
You gotta watch it. Yeah,
it's very short, so it's not going to take up much of your time. They accepted me, and I became an official narrator for Chilling Tales for Dark Nights. Except the problem is I didn't. I never actually got a hold of Craig Groshek to figure out when I start, when I'm going to be able to start reading. In fact, the lack of communication between him and I landed me the best guest spot I've ever had. Aaron wrote The Black Pill, and he gave it to me to
that was a good one, by the way. That was really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was. I think that might have been the first thing that you narrated that I've heard, and
that was a good start, then, man.
Dude, that was pretty fucking awesome. That reminds me of like the first creepypasta stuff I ever encountered several years ago.
Yeah, Aaron
may have been yours too, and I just didn't know who you were then.
No, I haven't been around since like the very beginning of the whole creepypasta fad, but I like to think I've made my mark.
He's being very humble. He's one of the top writers on YouTube, and no one will argue it. Aaron Shotwell's name means it's up there with 1,000 Vultures. And
well, nowadays you're also pretty big shit in this skeptic community too.
Yeah, he's just breaking down barriers everywhere. But yeah, it was the lack of communication between me and Craig Groshek that got me on Mr. Creepypasta's channel reading The Black Pill, and it doubled my subscriber count.
How much was it?
It was around 900, and it ended at about 1800. So nearly, it almost exactly doubled my numbers. But my numbers aren't as important to me now as they used to be. But it came to be about a year since I had been accepted onto Chilling Tales, and I made an egregious error. And I admit this openly. I became very personally affronted by the fact that I was not narrating for Chilling Tales. I had my head all the way up my ass. I had the talent. I had the will. No one would put as much work into their work as I would. And Craig just wouldn't put the effort in. But I never stopped to think about this as a man who made his business by himself around a family. And he's already got a whole team of narrators that he has to overwatch. And things were said between each other that eventually culminated into Craig feeling as if he was in a position where he had to drop the lawyer card.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not ashamed of what I had to say to Craig, which is essentially that you know, I felt like I had put that work in and I was ready for it, and you essentially ignored me. But I also didn't do the due diligence of saying he has a lot on his plate. Yeah. But it is shitty when you're somebody who really wants to do something, when you're somebody who broke into a public, a chapter of the public going, this is what I want to do for the rest of my goddamn life, and you are the second most popular thing on this platform, and you want me doing it, and you never let me do it. That hurts. It causes me pain. And that was the first time I ever got into YouTube drama, and it was essentially the last. And I hope Craig's business is doing very well. I hope Chilling Tales for Dark Nights never goes under. I wish we could have done something a little bit better. I wish we could have come to a agreement on story reading where I could be a part of that group, but it didn't happen that way. And that is my story of YouTube drama.
Honestly,
when it comes to Craig Groshek, there's not really too much that I can say about that. I mean, I haven't really had too much of an exchange with him, so I don't really have too much of an opinion on him. Plus, it's not necessarily a bridge that I don't want to burn, but it is connected to bridges that I don't want to burn. Specifically, like Otis Gyrie, he's still really heavily connected with.
Hey, bro, your shit's reverbing. It's echoing. It's cutting your own voice off. Yeah.
Oh, God damn it!
Well, I can hear you. Okay.
I have no idea what to do to fix that.
I heard what you said about Otis, though. Otis, what they did for Otis was a heart of gold moment. Otis Gyrie was essentially a narrator who had fallen so hard on his times that he was living in a car. And Craig Groshek gave him a spot on Chilling Tales, and I guess they worked out monetization agreements or something where he was actually making a decent amount doing readings for Chilling Tales, and at least he had on his resume that he did voice work for Craig Groshek on Chilling Tales.
Yeah.
So that was extremely admirable, and Otis deserves the work. He is very, very good. He narrated The Owl better than anyone can.
Well, that's pretty much why I approached him. I mean, I essentially was plain about it. I went to him like, hey, man, you have the the legit old man voice. You want
to? Wait, he's the one who did that? That was really good.
Oh, yeah, he's fucking great, man.
I mean, that's the most recent thing that I've heard from Craig Groshek is that He's basically behind Otis Gyrie in his own podcast, and he was wanting me to write for that. And I told him that I would, but I haven't heard anything from him since then. So I'm guessing I'm gonna have to email him again. But,
Speaking of which, I really want to try to get my hand into Chilling Tales for Dark Nights. I'm not really the best narrator in the world, but at least I think I have some competence in that field. I think. I don't know.
You're not bad. I think every narrator, especially me when I first started, a good tool for making themselves better. In fact, this could be essentially put to any field, anywhere, is the ability to self-introspect. You need to be able to look at your work and objectively say, what could I have done better? What couldn't I have done better? What did I do very good on? And critiquing your own work will be the meter by which God damn it, my head did that thing again. It done do make your work good.
Trust me, I do that, but it goes to the point where I end up going into the fields of self-deprecation and
No. Well, if I can make a suggestion, one thing I would do is, well, do you have like an active audience that comments a lot?
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I only have like 108 subscribers, and I get like half a comment every video, if that makes sense.
I get 2 slices of a comment pie.
I mean, I would give advice, man, but honestly, I'm stumbling through the dark. I don't know exactly what it is that I've done to get the attention that I have. Apparently, I'm doing something right, but I haven't exactly figured out the formula yet.
I could tell you the formula. I've been paying a lot of attention, and I think I've got it down pat. But first, you, sir, if there's one thing, I'm not a well-off narrator. I'm not like one of the top names. No longer trying to be. I think the best thing that you can do is once you do find your audience, I think it's really important that you keep a connection with them.
Yeah, of course.
I think
once they start existing, of course.
Just keep doing what you love to do. That's important. Right. Do what you love.
And what I love doing is making fun of bad literature, mainly fanfiction.
Right. Oh, God. Well, I was gonna say a lot of my audience comes from the collab I did with the Helping Hand here, and I don't know if you noticed this, Hand, but a lot of my subs came from the comment section.
Especially after
you remember that
Cynthia G shitstorm.
Yes.
Fuck that bitch.
As annoying as it was, I'm sure it got lots of eyes on your channel. So I guess
right.
Lining.
But because of that, with my channel subscription count, a substantially large number of my subs will comment. Like I'll get 2 or 3 comments on a video with 50 views, and I've seen people with videos with 1,000 views in one comment.
What's up with that?
It's all in your audience.
I'm sorry, controversy. I missed your messages. My bad.
Yeah, I get most of my comments when I'm doing things about politics, because I did the pedophile one, the pedophile collab, which I got basically no comments on except for like 2 people who are like, this has more dislikes than likes. Is it a bad video? And I'm like, no. Any video that says pedophilia is bad is not a bad video.
Can I just steal the floor for a second? I need to talk to you all about that. Is that a real thing that happened in the world?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. It's called hashtag Hearts Progress. It's a disgusting movement.
Don't forget, we also have NAMBLA.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a mainstay, really.
Basically, there's 2 theories behind Heart Progress. It's either a bunch of real people or it's a bunch of trolls. But either way, they're both disgusting idiots. So.
Right. Well, I've gone to some of the people that are on there, and I think it's a mix at this point, because some of the people, you go through their videos and stuff, and there's no fucking way this video is real. It's like Ricky Berwick videos, but really, really fucked up. Or they have videos with genuine hard progress pedophiles.
Yeah.
God bless Ricky Berwick, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what it seems to be. I think it's a mix at this point.
I just wanted to. It just seems so goddamn out there.
It does, doesn't it?
Age, yeah, like. But you know what? In a way, it doesn't though. In a way, it perfectly fits the way 2015 to 2017 is going, where everyone under a banner of oppression can come forth and demand a level of equality, and in a lot of times, okay, that's fine. This is not. Stop that.
Right. Well, don't forget, Nancy Pelosi walked into, I think it was 2007, 2008. She walked in the New York Day Parade right alongside, literally, with NAMBLA.
Oh my God.
So now you know why I'll never personally vote Democrat.
Ooh.
Well, all I can say is replace the word equality with special treatment. It'll make a lot more sense.
Replace it with equity, and it'll make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
That's right.
Replace it with a bullet to the brain, and everyone peel off.
Oh, that'll cure. What the fuck is this? Oh, this is so cool.
What?
If you like fucking kids, kill yourself. Or get help. Get help.
Actually, it perfectly fits into the overarching discussion.
It actually does.
Health. And you know what? I was actually very happy to hear most, if not all of you, had the stance of like, if this is something that if you are attracted to this level of something, then you desperately need to seek help. And you
Well, I remember, and I talked about it in the collab I did. That was with a whole bunch of people speaking out. It was several years ago. We were driving back from Massachusetts to Texas, and it was like 3 or 2 in the morning. It was really late because we were doing that last push, and no one wanted to stop. And so, for whatever reason, my mom had NPR on because I guess she wanted us to all sleep and run into a tree or something. I don't know. So she had NPR on, and it actually was like this interesting story about a kid who was like 17 years old, and they only used his first name, but he had started up a treatment group for people who are affected with pedophilia. And there were only 2 rules. And one rule was you could not act on it. And if you did, the group would, by obligation, report you to the police and would basically kick you out of the group. And the other thing is you had to be seeking treatment and not see this as a proper lifestyle because it was a mental illness.
Right. That's a good way to go about it.
And let me put it, I mean, I kind of despise what these people believe, but if they're seeking treatment and they're not hurting anybody, I don't have a problem with them. Okay. I look at them with sympathy.
Guys, real quick, I don't mean to be a dick, but look at this rock I just found.
What?
Look at it.
Holy shit.
Is that it looks like it could be, it's volcanic looking.
It looks like obsidian.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. You might actually have to talk about that later because I might actually be interested in buying a chunk of that from you.
I got 2
rocks too. I'm a big fan of geology.
I'm an amateur enthusiast, is the best way to put it, but I do have a fascination with volcanic substances.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I go all over the country and I
collect
take
arrowheads
rocks
all the time as a kid, and a lot of them are in this area. I'm from Utah. That's not really a secret. A lot of the arrowheads are made of volcanic glass-like structures.
Well, I actually have I have a few rocks from just outside of the border of the petrified forest.
Nice.
Oh.
But I can pick you up rocks and sell them to you. You know, I can hustle.
For some reason, I'm reminded of a story my father told me. He used to hitchhike with a friend of his who was an over-the-road trucker. And every now and then, he needed to get to a particular part of the country for concerts or what have you. So one day, my dad flags his trucker friend down. He's like, look, man, I'm looking for weed. You or I can get some weed. Yeah, man, I got it. Come on. So he pulls over on the side of the road, gets out of his truck, and walks into the woods. And then he comes back with 4 full-fledged weed plants, just pulled out of the ground weed plants. Apparently, this man had been smoking weed as a trucker for so long, and he'd been driving this stretch of road for so long that he would toss the seeds out on this stretch of highway, and over the years, it has just grown into this weird, wild marijuana patch on the side of a highway. This was in the 90s.
Can you give me the exact street marker, mile marker for that, please?
Yeah, I was gonna say, MC. All you have to do is write
JC.
JC, not MC. JC. All you need to do really is write that he saw some crazy shit picking up those plants, and you have a new creepypasta right there.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll keep it. I'll keep it.
By the way, I just watched. I'm sorry I called you MC in the side chat, but I just watched your old video, The Bottle, little like 5-minute-er.
Oh,
fantastic.
Man, I haven't fucking heard. Oh man,
it's like the video's 3 years old, and it was featured on someone else's channel.
That was Moose. I haven't thought of that fucking video. It's like I'm surprised it's still here, like it hasn't packed up and left.
I didn't know that was possible.
Well, I mean, it was really well executed. I was actually the voice effect that you used at the end there when you're talking about the fourth effect was just awesome.
It was super simple, man. Just a down pitch. In
fact, I figured that's what it was. It just like the way you did that and the way you kind of timed it into the narration was just well executed, and it also matched well with that song. I'm probably going to use that song if I do any creepypasta, just because it's kind of a classic in the creepypasta field.
You know what, man? I'll go ahead and make this oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Aaron.
I was just going to say, if you have a thing for voice effects, I don't really mean to self-plug, but there was one story that I wrote, and there was one particular narration of it by a guy by the name of Barnabas Demos.
Oh, I love that guy. Oh my gosh.
The story is called Final Memories. Look that up. A lot of people have narrated it, but nobody has done it quite like he did it. His version was bone-chilling. Like, his version made me, like I did in the video, the collaboration video, I have a hard time being proud of anything that I do. It's just part of the condition, unfortunately. But when he narrated that story, I felt fucking proud of writing that shit.
Yeah. Man, I got to tell you, Barnabas is one of those few people I truly miss. Like he gave me a channel spot when I was down. We had a really good collab called A Very Strange Interview that I very much enjoyed. Also, I'll go ahead and have an open invite here. If any of you, including you, Ty, are trying to get a sort of short narrative audience, I'd be happy to feature you on my channel. I only get about 100 views a piece, but
oh, thanks, dude. That's sweet.
My fans,
you're so sweet,
fantastic. I love them. They are absolutely they're just beautiful babies, and I love them.
Actually, I did do one collab with Barnabas Demos, but it was an Elder Scrolls book. Basically, he was an Imperial fucking a lizard woman, and I was a lizard woman.
Oh, you did the lusty Argonian.
Yep, I was a lusty Argonian maid, and he was Wait
a minute, so Hans, you wrote Final Memories then? The one that I found on Barnabas's channel?
Yep.
Okay.
That was one of mine.
So I was just gonna drop it in the chat here, so any of our viewers can check that out later.
How good is
stream.
Barney,
I need to catch up with Barnabas, man. He's still on.
Me too, man. I miss that bastard. Heard he got married.
He's supposed.
He did.
Yeah.
I'm good for him. I'm glad.
Good old gay marriage.
Channels have real lives? What?
Yeah.
What? But he's supposed to play a character on my next Legacy of Kain fanfiction, so that should be exciting.
I'm just surprised
you do
people on
Legacy
YouTube.
of Kain fanfiction?
Yeah, I love Legacy of Kain.
Dude, Legacy of Kain was like, okay, besides Resident Evil, it was the first like horror genre game I ever got into.
Me and Aaron here love Legacy of Kain as well as Barnabas as well.
Yeah, it's
Also, too.
well, you will never see me do fan fiction.
So
Can't do it. Yeah, it was one of the inspirations was the Legacy of Kain series.
Yeah,
So,
Barnabas is going to be Vorador, so that should be fitting.
So Otis Geary has your owl as the owl. Barnabas has Final Memories. I have the contract. Who has done your favorite rendition of the Twin Paradox?
I mean, there was only one person who ever actually did the whole thing, and overly thrilled with it because he basically did like the whole thing in like 3 separate videos, and that's not really how it was meant to be done. It was supposed to be kind of like a serialized series.
Was it MCP?
No. It renamed it a couple of times. I can't remember it. I'll let you know when I track it back down. I can't remember his name.
Okay, all right. I was just wondering.
I think I know whose favorite who has Aaron's favorite rendition of the Hidden Things. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, this was already dropped on Aaron's channel, so Ty and I will be in a double feature, as it were, where there will be a tying together of the universes of the Hidden Things in the contract.
Yes, you and I are going to be. Yeah, me and JC here are going to be in a story together.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be. I'm actually looking very much forward to it. I'm trying not to ask too many questions because I know, Aaron, you've been kind of swamped lately. I'm not trying to.
I honestly wouldn't be able to answer too much about that anyway, because what I need to do, I still need to get the Twin Paradox to you so you can start narrating that.
Yeah.
And I need to at least write the first few chapters of the second part of the Twin Paradox, which I haven't gotten around to. Once I have that under my belt, then I can start focusing on that project. But yeah, it's on the roster. It's just a ways down the road.
Oh, which reminds me. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt this real quick. I'll have the Tree Keeper for you this week, and also a fan asked me to read Final Memories. So if you want to use my copy of Final Memories, you're welcome to. If not, that's fine.
Actually, I think I already promised that to Barnabas. But,
oh no, fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I got
either way.
No, go ahead.
But either way, both of those will be going up on the channel sometime in the next week. So
awesome, man. Look forward to it.
A lot of work on your shit lately.
Well, it's good shit.
I've been lazy, man. I haven't written anything. I think the most recent thing that I wrote was Proxy, MCP narrated a little while ago, like maybe a week or two ago.
I actually haven't heard it. I'll check it out.
It was a piece for the second volume of his anthology, which I wanted to put on my channel a bit earlier, but apparently, that static with the actual publishing house about the anthology, so I'm waiting on that for a little bit, but that was the most recent one I did, and that was at least a week or two before I even started my channel. So, I really need to get back to it. I can feel the building.
But I mostly just wanted to tell you because a fan on my channel asked for one of your stories, and I thought it would give you a bit of a boost.
Yeah, that's always nice to hear.
You're right. Hey, I wanted to say real quick, the Hidden Things and the contract. Oh my God, that sounds like a perfect set for a crossover for each other. It really does.
The titles alone.
Yeah. Well, I gotta ask something. Now that you've mentioned this, is it possible? Because I can see this happening with the nature of the Hidden Things and the nature of the creatures in the contract being very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible that the creatures of the Black Pill are of the same breed?
The what?
I never actually really considered that. I mean, the thing is, a lot of my stories I write them deliberately to be vague because I want people to interpret them how they will. Basically, the owl is the perfect example. I never directly answered what the owl is because I wanted people to think about it for themselves. And it was really the same thing originally, but I'll probably end up explaining more of their nature as I go along. The black pill, that's another perfect example. I never intended to be a solid answer as to what those things were. You got to remember, that story was based on an actual nightmare. A nightmare that basically made me shit bricks. Like I woke up and I was sitting there for like a now. Okay, I should write that down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, take notes.
Well, I mean, I personally think with the kind of the enjoyment I derive from creepypasta. Now, I'm obviously not really an author in it yet. What I enjoy about it is the open interpretation, the unanswered questions, the letting the viewer or reader's imagination fill in blanks. I think that's what kind of separates it as its own subgenre of horror.
Exactly.
Right. I personally prefer the SCP series, but that's my whole like Pokemon and fucking categorization going through.
I like creepypastas when they're well done, as long as they kind of blur that line between like realism and, you know, just absurdity. I also like to talk about a lot of open ended, just like Khan does, because it's just like you kind of people's imaginations can make up scarier shit than I think any writer can, and it lets that happen.
Right.
I absolutely agree with you.
Now, one thing that I kind of think is if you take specific to things like Dreamcatcher, as an example, I think that one could argue that Stephen King has inspired some of the creepypasta genre in his less direct writings. I would say his earlier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his Stephen King, I feel, is hit and miss.
Yes.
Well, like I said, he's hit and miss. I mean, and I like M. Night Shyamalan has admitted inspiration to him. So taking inspiration from someone who's hit and miss or has success doesn't necessarily imply success.
Honestly, that explains so much about Shyamalan.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think he said in an interview that he was inspired by things that Stephen King did. I was kind of like, you mean executing a twist properly?
Yeah.
Right. But Hand, I was gonna say that's an interesting idea of creating a, I guess for lack of a better way to describe it, like a Marvel Universe style within your book. A creepy verse. Oh my god, that's so perfect. You could create a creepy verse.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do. As far as M. Night Shyamalan goes, you know what? If I have one goal for my career, it's to make sure that nothing I do ever inspires anything M. Night Shyamalan does.
Hey! He's done some sort of good. Yeah, okay, never mind.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I mean, have you guys seen Split?
Yes. God, I love Split.
I have a love-hate relationship with Split.
Do you?
Hey,
What's
guys.
What's up?
It's
okay.
The first half of it is just a parade of thriller cliche. Like literally, James McAvoy saved that movie. There's not much else to be said about it. The acting, besides his, is not impressive. It's barely like AAA film worthy, in my opinion. A lot of the acting in it, the scripting and direction is a little too direct for something that's supposed to be that kind of story. The concept is fantastic. The execution, there was a lot to be desired. Like if you just knew M. Night Shyamalan for The Sixth Sense, I think you'd have a lot different opinion of that movie than knowing him for his entire videography and a lot of the crap where he failed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Didn't he do the Avatar Airbender one?
Yeah,
like I said, his entire videography does not lend credit to his abilities. Like I said, if you just knew him for Sixth Sense, like if he had not done any of the other movies and did that movie, I think that it would have honestly dropped about a point in a 10-point scale review score.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Well, you guys want to know the scariest thing ever?
My face?
No.
My face.
Okay, nailed it.
I ripped 9 extremely loud audible farts throughout the entire stream, and none of you noticed.
Oh wow.
Well, I consider them very unsuccessful farts then.
Well,
I was
fuck
gonna say,
you.
like, I think you need to modify the loud term. I mean, they might have been audible on your end, but audible, that's a word now.
Audibly awful. Yeah. But I actually kind of wanted to make a point that both ties in our creepypasta talk and mental health.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But that's right. The topic.
That's what we were doing.
I was having a talk today. Somebody posted something on Facebook that made me have to reply, and it was that someone posted a picture of essentially Ben Drowned, one of the classics of creepypasta.
My first.
And above it, they're like, they're fading away, they're disappearing, they're dying. Do what you can to save them. Share this post. And I wrote essentially that there's absolutely no way. There's 100% never going to be the day that creepypasta is dead. It won't happen. As long as there is somebody out there who feels a level of satisfaction or healing by creating fiction and then sharing that fiction, creepypasta will live. What's dying is a genre of creepypastas known, what I call destruction of nostalgia. Essentially,
There's too many of those.
Yeah.
What is that?
Essentially, the destruction of nostalgia story arc in creepypasta to me is anything that takes something from your childhood and perverses it. Like Squidward's suicide, the origin of the Ed Nettie characters, Red Mist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Suicide Mouse. There's a million of them.
Oh yeah, the effectively, there goes my childhood type story arcs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also fall into like Lost Episode or Cursed Game creepypastas a lot for me.
Were you saying something, Aaron?
It's an oversaturation is what it is. I mean, you had Squidward's suicide and, Ed and Eddie.
Angelica from the Rugrats too.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, those two made such a big impact, and in my eyes, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
But basically, everybody wanted to try to capitalize on this. That's everybody and their mom coming along trying to make a destruction of nostalgia story. And 99% of them ended up being fucking garbage.
Mm.
Oh, speaking of which, actually, Hand and I were talking about this a few days ago. When I was 16, I wrote an unofficial sequel, I'm putting that in quotations, by the way, to Ben Drowned, and it was literally the worst thing ever. And I'm telling him, I want to narrate this and make fun of it, and he's like, no, that's not good. You can't. That's just not productive.
Oh man.
It's okay. I found some writings on an old. So apparently, when I was in high school, I had multiple DeviantArt accounts for some reason. I don't remember why. And I found one of the old ones, and I found the login info to it, and I found some of my writings, and oh my god, it's embarrassing.
Hey, Ty, you should totally narrate that shit.
Well, I want to, but he's like, no, you shouldn't.
No, narrate Tina's.
You should.
Because Aaron's like, he's like Consuela from fucking Family Guy. No,
you don't narrate.
No, I clean. But
this story needs more lemon, please.
Wait. Did Hand just say something? Oh my god.
Story needs more lemon.
Hey, Hand, did you just? I think Hand said something.
I'm telling you my experience, man. I've known a lot of different people who have enclosed writing groups, open and forums where they create their own things. They essentially end up wrapping up their own old work, and it never quite turns out I think it's going to, and only really giving them negative attention. If what you want your channel is to mainly make stories and things like that, then by all means, that's perfectly fine. But if you intend to keep going as a writer and increasing your skill, Ragging on your own shit like that, it only serves to set you back. I'm just trying to tell you my experience, man. I'm saving you from fucking
I
yourself
agree.
over.
I agree for the most part. I had a relatively separate experience. The first story I ever read was Cassandra. I read it on an iPhone 6. It's the worst quality thing on my channel. It's also something I wrote, the only thing I wrote on my channel. I think that if a person wants to narrate their own stories, I think that's acceptable. However, I also don't think it needs to be every one of your uploads.
Right.
It will serve in allowing you a level of satisfaction gained by sharing something that's very dear to you. But I think, unfortunately, if your goal is to grow a channel, you're going to have to do a little bit of pandering to your audience.
Right.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, hey, guys, in the creepypasta things, I have a question. Do you guys know anybody with what would come off as a Muslim accent?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Say, I actually know someone who might be willing to do that for you. Do you know Focus Break, Habib?
Oh, Habib.
Nope.
I would say I would at least float it by him, because he's a really cool guy and he's done some stuff for a few other people. I've never personally asked him to do something for me, but I know a few other people he's done audio for them before, so he might be willing to. I mean, what I would say is I would just reach out and on Twitter or something and just ask him. I'm pretty sure it's just at Focus Break. Let me check.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's at Focus Break. He's pretty
That's
nice.
at
I've
Focus
never.
Break.
Send it to me.
He's a super nice guy. He can be fairly busy, but he's Israeli, but the accents are similar enough that you could get away with it, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Okay.
He lived in Saudi Arabia and was born there, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's pretty funny actually, because the story that I wrote when I was younger in high school is directly related to suicide bombers.
Oh, golly.
Oh.
So yeah, I actually had a story that I wrote a long time ago. Now the thing is after having heard The Owl, I'm kind of like, it almost sounds like a ripoff. I wrote it before I heard The Owl, but it almost sounds like a ripoff.
Fucking
Actually funny. Back before I started a Tumblr account, I didn't really keep up with Tumblr's fucking cancer. But
Oh god.
well,
Speaking-
a lot of my stuff was I had on the Creepypasta wiki, and somebody actually tried to come along on the Owl and say, "Oh, I think you've ripped off my story, the blah 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 Owl." I'm like, "Well, okay." I've looked up his story. I'm like, "Okay, man, you put your story like 3 years after I wrote mine." So if anybody's ripping off anybody here, yeah, you're like, "Nice try, buddy," but yeah.
And speaking
use
of
the fake, motherfucker.
speaking
The
of
Owl.
shit in Tumblr, I told Aaron this before. I actually kind of want to do comic dubs of Assigned Mail. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
No, I haven't.
You can
Not
cancel.
familiar.
Oh no, sounds horrible.
Well, it came from Tumblr, so since this
That sounds like a horror movie.
It came up on a Tumblr jury.
since this
It
You
came
might
from
be
Tumblr.
able to get a guest video on Red Robot's channel with shit like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say do a guest travels in Tumblr space.
Oh my! It's funny because bringing up Tumblr actually brings us back to the concept of mental illness.
Okay, can I just say that Tumblr
brings
is
us.
the worst thing for mental illness besides WebMD?
It's Tumblr.
Okay.
Tumblr.
I still have a Tumblr. I use it to follow some artists who aren't completely cancerous. It is the only way I can get their stuff. But every once in a while, I'll explore some tags because I need some cringe. And yeah, it's the worst place. There's people there who are like, "Oh, you don't need to go see a doctor for your depression," and it's like, "No, please go see somebody." What the fuck?
Oh man,
There's like go.
You just
go
need
see
to
someone with
identify as a
diagnostic
goat.
experience.
You just
I need
you
to
just
share-
need to identify yourself with the right label, and poof, it's healed.
So,
My personal favorite is I got into an argument with somebody way back a few years ago, and this is right when I started getting my graduate school in forensics, and somebody was like, "It's transphobic that we can't get our hormones on the out at the grocery store like aspirin," and I'm like, "No, it's fucking not."
What the fuck?
Double face palm because single face palm wasn't going to get it done.
Tumblr is not what started the social justice bullshit. It is definitely ground zero.
I say they didn't start the Sojus, but
campuses. Campuses were effectively the Enola Gay that dropped the fucking bomb, but that bomb landed.
Tumblr is Tumblr is the irradiated aftermath.
No, Tumblr is the wind carrying the fallout. Is what it is.
Well, I'll tell you guys part of the cancer that I want to do. Ready?
Oh god.
All right. Even though most girls have a vulva and most boys have a penis, studies have found that it's not the case for all of them. So please cut the cis-sexist. Oh my god, I can't. Cut the cis-sexist bullshit.
The cis-sexist.
It's basically just another Tumblr web comic artist, quote unquote.
On Tumblr, right? I've never looked at Tumblr. I pride myself. I might have a Tumblr. I've never used Tumblr, if that makes sense.
I've never been on...
Oh my god, I was smoking and I fucking laughed.
I've never been on Tumblr. Not even to find cancer because
it's so easy.
Well, let's be honest. YouTube has plenty.
True.
Well, that's like picking on a potato retarded baby. Let's be honest.
But the thing I found, it was the stupidest shit. Someone posted, and these are the 3 posts back to back. But one of them was like, "Hey, if you're a minor, don't take naked pictures of yourself and send it to people, okay?" Someone replied, "Hey, if you're a minor, do whatever you want because it's your body and no one should tell you what to do." Then someone said, if you're a minor and you take pictures of yourself, that's child pornography. And if you send it to someone else, it's distribution of child pornography, and you could get brought up on charges of distribution of child pornography and be on a sex offender list the rest of your life and in jail. Maybe next time you tell minors to do something, you should know what the fuck you're talking about.
Brings me back to fucking Louis C.K. It's fucking life experience talking about getting a hand job from a minor. Like, no, not a minor, a minor.
Someone who mined.
Yeah, I was gonna say not a 16-year-old, a guy with coal dust on his hand while performing the act.
Guys, real quick, guys. I need to go. Because I'm sorry, I know I'm the one who when I tried to set this up and shit, and glad I could.
This is your idea.
Because I need to wake up early for work. But keep on talking, and I will watch the rest of this. Okay.
Have a good night.
What time are we at right now?
We're at like just shy of 2 hours. I was actually thinking on calling it around the 2-hour mark. Just because that's, like, as far as rewatchability, past 2 hours, effectively nil.
I mean, this is just me procrastinating, but it's also a chance to put one review in there. Because ever since my most recent video, where I mentioned Kim Possible, they've gotten this gigantic fucking influx of fucking Kim Possible fans that are just fucking furious that I should dare to see their beloved series other than perfect. So I'm basically doing a more balanced review, but it's gotten to the point. Let's put it this way: the transcript is 18 fucking pages long.
Oh my god!
Wow! See, here's where I would
lovely
land on that hand.
All right, well, I gotta go, guys, real quick. Later.
See ya.
That's what I could be working on. It's I can only focus on it for so long before I start getting a fucking headache. I cannot this video behind me. Like,
right, I don't blame you. Like, here's the thing. My kind of approach to backlash so far has been similar to Milo Yiannopoulos'. The more shit you give me, the meaner I'm going to be.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I mean, the only reason I really mentioned it in that video the way that I did in the first place is because that piece that I wrote in 2004 was the only surviving artifact of me you know, knowing that I was aware of these problems as early as I was. It wasn't really about that or any of the shows that I liked at all, but they took it that way. So I figured, you know, it's been a long time since I'd looked at it.
You know, and I will say I am a Kim Possible fan, but I watched your video and I thought it was very interesting. And it does bring up a point. It's not saying that Kim Possible is bad and it caused all this, because it didn't. But it signifies a trend in popular culture, which is what you were trying to say. So I don't understand why people are getting mad at you.
Right. I can tell you those people are not like this video. They're not.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think that anyone... I mean... Do you guys know who Adosa Buckley is? He's a
fuck that guy.
Oh, I love him.
I fucking love his stuff, but I don't understand the militant fan loyalty to something you enjoy. Like someone else pointing out a flaw in what you enjoy makes you enjoy it a little less. What?
Right.
If you like it, it's cool. But
Exactly.
if you can't handle people criticizing something you enjoy, then maybe you enjoy it because it's popular, not because you actually like it.
Yeah, they say being an anti-SJW, being part of this community is like the worst thing ever because we get so much criticism. But I'm pretty sure that the people who criticize cartoons get way more shit than we do, because my God, because I follow
Zero Punctuation probably wins in the criticism party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's my fifis, and then there's my nostalgia. What the fuck am I saying?
My nostalgia.
Exactly. It's like, dude, it's just a show.
Yes. Zero Punctuation, the alpha self-important bearded tosser. Yes.
Yeah, I love how self-aware he is about the fact that he's a self-important cunt.
Right.
I at one point had thought about doing like deconstruction of bad stories, and maybe making a little bit of fun of them. I have since moved away from that idea because I have a sense of healing I get from doing this on YouTube. It helps me a lot with my head, and it would break my heart if something I made was the reason someone stopped writing or someone stopped doing something creative. That's not the case with a cartoon, by the way. They're making money.
Oh yeah. See,
yeah.
like, I've kind of wanted to do something kind of like that. The reason I haven't is because Cinema Sins and Your Movie Sucks are already out there, and I would immediately be called a clone of one of those. Not to mention I hate everything. And Zero Punctuation.
I think that I think even with creepypastas, it depends on how you're criticizing. And I see that with cartoons, unless the cartoon is just downright terrible and bad, and there's a few on Adult Swim that are basically in that category. I think anything could deserve criticism, and just like you have to approach it a different way with a creepypasta, because these are people who aren't making money and they're just writing it. But you can still approach it in a way where you criticize it and be like, if you still want to write creepypastas, here's what you need to do to, you know, make your next work better. You don't even have to say that their work is bad. You just have to be like, this is how you make it better.
There's one story that I will one day tackle, and I will not be able to read it correctly, and it will be full of jokes, and I will bash it from front to back.
Ooh.
And it's the original Jeff the Killer.
Oh God. I see why.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
My thing is kind of, I guess, building on what Tina was saying, is when it's a small creator and it's not like a studio or someone who's, you know, making big money on it. It's not a studio. It's not a network-based entertainment media. I would say err towards constructive criticism when you're criticizing small creative works. But if it's something that has mainstream success, I say go balls to the wall.
I have a point to make on that note. In most facets of life, you're absolutely correct. And even here, you're probably correct. But I have only one guideline for how to act in the narrator community, and that's the reasons why I came in and my experiences with the rest of the quote-unquote community, because I don't know if Aaron can vouch for it, but we are broken, we are divisive, we are not friends, in the most.
There's been a lot of drama.
And
yeah, I actually know this because like I listen to either creepypastas or politics when I'm doing research and I'm in the lab by myself, and oh my god, some of the drama you guys go through is ridiculous.
It truly is. But the thing is, a lot of the people who write these stories and a lot of the people who read these stories, they don't have anything else. There are so many people in the community right now who have turned to creepypastas as a creative outlet and don't really have anything else in their lives, like I did. And I'm so scared that I will even approach a constructive criticism level of critique of a story and will break somebody's heart. And I understand, if you can't deal with the fire, get out of the fucking kitchen. But
but at the same time, you don't want to. This is like their one thing, and even though it's not on you to whether or not they can handle criticism, you'd still carry a degree of responsibility.
Yeah, I don't want that on me.
And I can actually understand that as well, that approach as well, because it's like if I'm going to tear apart a Steve Shives video or something, I'm going to go a lot harder on that and possibly be even insulting because I know Steve Shives is a fuckstick.
He's also not going to watch it.
Oh, I know. But I'm just using that as an example because he's an adult man. I use that word loosely, but he's an adult man. And, I know what his views are. But most of the time, I'm not even going to make a response to, like, maybe a 15-year-old who made a YouTube video if someone sends it to me because I'm just like, that's a kid. They're still learning. I don't want to go after them.
Right. I'm actually about to take this off air. We can keep discussing on air, but again, for rewatchability. So, does anyone have any final thoughts before we go?
As far as the whole creepypasta thing goes, I will say this: I've had a lot of people approach me about asking what kind of advice I would give, and I can tell you right now, I'm a terrible fucking teacher. But if there's one thing I would say, if you are aiming to be a creepypasta author, not aspire to be a horror author, because anytime you try to aspire to creepypasta specifically, you're basically taking a lot of the common patterns that have showed up in creepypasta that have worked for a few stories here and there. It doesn't get any attention to the limelight. Don't try to make what you've seen in creepypasta. If you're going to do anything, look into all the authors that you've followed and admired for one reason or another, and don't try to emulate them. Try to understand why their style works for them.
Yes.
And try to find your own voice. Do not emulate other people. Try to find your own voice. That's how you
I agree. If I'm going to give a closing statement, to tie in a couple of our talking points, for one, creepypasta to me has become my healing process. It is exactly what I need in order to make my head a little more tame every day. I don't do this every day. It's not something I think about every day, but when I do it, I'm calm. I am collected. I am at peace. And what you need to do out there, if you're someone who suffers, if you have a mental problem, for one, please just try to find some help. I know it's not easy in today's society. I know it's hard, and I know people are going to push you away, but please continue to fight for help. Don't ever quit, because it's a lot worse when you quit, and no one suffers but you when you quit.
That's exactly right. Right. And for artist for me.
And you're kind of roboting.
Yeah.
What was that again?
Is still roboting?
Yeah.
Damn it! I have no idea that, and I don't know.
Shit.
It's all right, man.
I'll do so. I wasn't here earlier in the stream, and I apologize for that. But I just wanted to kind of say my final statements that I had a really good childhood. I don't have any significant trauma or anything, and I still suffer from 2 pretty severe mental illnesses. And I didn't seek help for a very long time compared to when I should. And part of that is because, you know, I kind of felt guilty because I wouldn't say I had an easy life, but I had a very good life. And, you know, I felt like, well, I'm not suffering as much as others. And the thing about that is that it doesn't matter what your life is like. Mental illness doesn't, you know, pick people who have bad lives or good lives. It affects people, you know, based on genetics mostly. So I would say, don't think that, you know, just because other things are going great in your life, or even if you're successful, that you don't need help, because you can get to a point where you had a mental breakdown like I did, and then made a bunch of not great life decisions afterwards before seeking help. And it's just, you know, save yourself the trauma from that.
Agreed.
Right. And I guess kind of oh, sorry. We still have a vampire. Do you have any final thoughts?
Well, all I can say is don't kill yourself.
Fair.
Seriously, don't.
Yeah.
All right. My final thoughts on it is mental health manifests in a lot of ways. And it's not always easy to necessarily reach out and seek help. And that's one of the challenges I have seen a lot of people face, is that you don't know whether or not you want help, whether you need help, whether you're willing to admit you want help. If you're questioning it, it's not a bad idea to get a professional opinion on that. And if people are going to degrade you for getting a professional opinion on that, those are people that I imagine that professional would not recommend you continue association with that kind of behavior. And just as a friendly reminder, no sin is deadly until it's too late.